welcome to Amores, Patos Face the Disney Afternoon.
I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby.
This is a podcast where two best friends get together and talk about the premiere of every show in the Disney Afternoon. This is episode 108 of Amores Patos after an unplanned hiatus of several months. I'll get into that. This is the second episode of Goof Troop, 1992's Goof Troop, and that is episode 2, Good Neighbor Goof, that we are recapping today on this fine Saturday. So we're back.
Yes.
Hi.
I don't even know what to say. It's been way longer than I thought.
We recorded our last episode 1 of Goof Troop, before I left for my Walt Disney World trip, which was February 1st. Yeah.
So late January is when we last recorded.
Let me see when I posted this. Well, I didn't post it till March.
Okay, so
our track record is horrible.
Yeah.
Episode 106, our Christmas episode, we released in December.
Yeah.
I released it on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's 25th, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then our next episode was March 31st. We suck.
Unfortunately, now our lives are a little bit busier than they used to be.
Yeah.
And it's harder to,
find time to record in person, because it works out better to record in person than doing it remote right now.
Yeah.
And so finding time for that, and then we hang out, but then we don't record.
Yeah, sometimes we just want to hang out.
We hung out a bunch.
Yeah.
We just haven't recorded any podcast episodes.
Well, we haven't recorded anything for this podcast.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops.
But yeah, it's just sometimes we're like, okay, let's record, and then we want to hang out.
We want to hang out. We want to watch some Transformers cartoons.
Yeah. Still deep in the hole.
Yeah. We're not getting out.
No.
We're digging. Getting deeper. But I think also because there's no urgency with the new kind of format for the podcast. We're not recapping episodes of a current ongoing show. We're recapping old premieres, old cartoon premiere episodes from the 80s and 90s.
It's just kind of
whenever we feel like it's kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping still, fingers fucking crossed.
Yes.
That there will be the Darkwing Duck show eventually, somewhere,
someday,
in some format.
We can hope.
Somewhere, someday, somehow. Where is that song from? Who cares? Basically, hoping we get Darkwing Duck, and then we'll have a more consistent schedule because there'll be episodes coming out.
Yeah.
But until then, you're stuck with this. Sorry. We'll see what we do once we run out of Disney Afternoon episodes.
Yeah. Because it's coming sooner than we thought. I bet again, also at this pace, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It'll take us 3 more years. So again, we're going chronologically.
Yeah.
So after this episode is a Goofy movie. That's our next episode.
Yeah.
Be ready. That'll be another 3-hour episode.
Yes.
And then after Goofy movie is an extremely Goofy movie. Yeah. Probably another 3-hour episode. Mm-hmm. And then something else. And then chronologically after Goof Troop, 1992, I think it's Bonkers. We've talked about this. I think it's Bonkers.
Yeah, I think so.
And then after Bonkers, when Quack Pack was 96, I think it was 96. Quack Pack.
I forgot about Quack Pack.
I always forget about it. 1996, I was right. I believe it's Bonkers, and then it's Gargoyles. I'm not forgetting about anything in between there, right? Because then after Gargoyles is Bonkers, Quack Pack, and after Quack Pack it is the Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
Which will be a strange one.
Yeah. And I have no, knowledge about that whatsoever.
I have the vaguest knowledge. And I think that's it.
Dang.
Let me just do a quick little double checky check.
Yeah, because the rest don't have, movies.
Yeah. It's only, fucking Goof Troop. They got movies. Goof Troop, Bonkers, Gargoyles. I'm not counting Timon and Pumbaa. And I'm not counting Disney's Doug. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
Oh, is that technically?
It's according to Wikipedia.
Oh.
But this is kind of at the whim of my whim.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't count Doug, I don't count Aladdin, I don't count Hercules. I'm kind of more like original IP kind of things. Disney Doug might count, but I don't want to count it.
I don't feel like it.
No, I don't feel like it. So we're going to end on Mighty Ducks.
Wow. All my knowledge about that show, like I've said before, comes from like Lizette Carrera's AU version of it.
I have watched 1.5 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I will say on the matter at this moment. Because we're running out of things.
Yeah.
Episodes. So we'll
Come
see.
on, Darkwing. Was it We Want Darkwing?
We want Darkwing.
Oh, yes, we want Darkwing! We want Darkwing! Say it with me. We want Darkwing! What a load of malarkey.
So damn. That's hitting me now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we do. I mean, Amores Patos isn't dying, probably. We've been doing this for so long.
Oh God.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. We'll just go back and we'll recap DuckTales all over again.
This time with less scary audio for the beginning.
Yes, yeah. What if we just redo the first 2 episodes? Fuck.
Oh my God. Actually, we should. We keep doing that. We keep being like, this is the last time we'll talk about DuckTales.
And then we're lying. Every time we're lying.
And you guys listen. And you guys seem to really like those because why wouldn't you?
Yes.
It's such a good show.
I guess it's perfect. Perfect show. Speaking of DuckTales, segue. Nice. So I went to Disney World for the second time in my life. I'm not counting when I went when I was 10 because I don't remember any of it. All I remember is the Epcot ball when I first went when I was like 10.
That's all you need to remember.
All I remember is the Epcot ball, Spaceship Earth, and the sparkly ground around the Epcot ball. That's all I remember. So I went again in February with some of my friends, not Faby.
I know.
Wish you were there. When I went, I was still a cast member.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer a Disneyland cast member. I'm free.
She's
I
free.
quit. I quit. It was actually very easy to quit. I thought they would make it harder.
Yeah.
Very easy. Put in my 2-week notice. Boom, bang, gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't miss it. Genuinely, I have not thought about it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I appreciated working there.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated.
So did I.
Yeah, yo, I'm sure you did with all the free entrances. I went to Disneyland like 20 or 30, between 20 and 30 times.
Sometimes I text you, you're like, or you would just send me a photo, I'm like chilling on the train.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool.
Yeah, whenever I would go in to get a popcorn bucket, I would get it and then go on the train and then go home.
Yeah.
But yes, I probably went at least 20 times within the year I was working there. Sorry, the 10 months I was working there. Sorry, 11 months.
Wow.
11 months that I was working there. Probably went at least 20 times to Disneyland. And then as a Disneyland cast member, I was able to get to Disney World for free.
Yeah.
Not just me, I was able to get my friends in. I was able to get guest passes. So we went to all 4 parks completely for free.
Damn.
Which is insane. So if you're thinking about becoming a Disney cast member, there's a good incentive.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I could have afforded going to the parks without going in for free.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have been able to afford it. So we went to all 4 parks, and still Epcot's my favorite. I decided that I went previously 2019 and liked it a lot. But that was like really my first time going.
Yeah.
And like I said, enjoyed it a lot when I first went. And then again, different vibe this time since I was so much more of an expert on the parks.
Yeah.
Epcot again, still my favorite. I think it just feels so different to anything else Disney related.
Yeah.
The land pavilions are very nice and distinct and just different.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like I'm going to Disneyland for the billionth time, which is why Magic Kingdom is probably my least favorite. Because I'm like, this is just a bigger Disneyland that's worse. Bigger
Get
and
me
worse.
out of here.
Bigger and worse. The only thing I enjoyed were in Magic Kingdom were the Beauty and the Beast restaurant. That is worth it. It's worth the money. The food's great. The look, the vibe, everything's great. And it's very easy to get in. We had like a early lunch. Super easy.
Yeah.
It is pricier, but I just think it's worth it for the food. I got filet mignon and escargot. Fucking delicious.
Yeah.
So much. It was so good, the food. And the Beast came and greeted us personally.
Amazing.
It was great. and you eat inside the castle.
Yeah.
It is a 1-to-1 recreation of the movie Castle, which is probably my favorite Disney princess movie castle.
Yeah.
If you can probably request to eat in the West Wing, like I did the first time I went to the parks in 2019, which is fucking worth it because you're in the West Wing, the clawed up part that the beast stays in. And every 20 minutes, the like lightning flashes because a petal falls, and like it's great.
Yeah.
Beast is there.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
if you're debating, I think it's totally fucking worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not if you're in a big group, maybe not if you have kids.
Yeah.
But if it's you and a friend, you and a partner, yes, or you and a group, like it was a group of us.
Yeah.
So Magic Kingdom, I like Beauty and the Beast Castle. I like the People Mover. It's great. I love anything that's train related or close enough to a train. Love it.
Yes.
So I love the People Mover. It takes you into Space Mountain.
Yeah.
It's pitch dark. It's so dark. It's dark for like a minute.
Oh god.
Like,
yeah.
and it feels longer because it's pitch dark. You can't see your hands. It is so dark.
Yeah.
It's the point where it gets like almost like disorienting because you can't see shit.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
It's great. I loved it. Trying to remember what else I liked in Magic Kingdom. We went on the disappointing pirate ride. I don't know, because it had a little wait time.
Yeah.
So it's such a bummer. The one drop. Boo. It has no sauce. It has no sauce compared to ours. And also when it lets you off, instead of going up that hill again, then there's the parrot and the water. It just stops. You're just gone. You just get out. Like it's like get out.
I love the fact that you have to like get into like a car crash.
It like lifts you up. It's a whoosh. You know, the parrot's there.
Yeah.
What's the parrot's name? He's a name.
I don't even know.
I forget. Cotton is the name of the guy who has the parrot in the movie.
Yes.
He has no tongue, and he somehow taught the parrot to speak for him. I don't remember the bird.
Me either.
I remember his name though. Cotton. Anyway, yes, in the Florida one, it just kind of stops at like a little stop, and you just like, get out.
Get out of here.
Get out. That's all I remember from the Magic Kingdom. What else did we do? Anyway, Magic Kingdom, bigger, worse Disneyland, except for the food, obviously.
Yeah.
Epcot is great. Just feels so different. I finally went to Living with the Land. I went alone because all my other friends wanted to go on Cosmic Rewinds, and I wanted to go on Living with the Land. It was just me.
You know what's up.
I know what's up. And I forgot why I started talking about Epcot in the first place. Epcot still has the DuckTales World Showcase.
Oh, that's
why. I'm like, why the fuck? Okay, so if you go to Epcot, play the game. I think you have to download the Disney Play app, Disney Play, whatever, that app. So I had so much fun. I was the only one of my friends were running around trying to do the drink around the world, and I'm like, yeah, I'll meet you guys there. I gotta find all these things to scan. I gotta make a monkey come out of the water. Give me a sec. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Because you make changes on the app, you scan things, and it'll actually change stuff in the land around you. Yeah. You actually see it, and so everyone, and then other guests around you will see it happen too, and be like, "Whoa, what's that?" Yeah. Like in France, you see Louis rappels down on a little wire way above the buildings. Yeah. I lost my mind when I saw that. In Germany, you do solve a thing, and Donald appears, and so the little Germany pavilion has a cuckoo clock kind of thing. And it opens up, and you see Donald running around being chased. And I queued it up, and it's right in the middle of the plaza, so I'm there hitting the buttons, and then everyone else, all the 100 people that are around me, see it happen, and also whoa, it's oh my god, Donald, and it's all through land pavilions. Yeah. And so you have the dialogue, they actually talk, it's actually had the voice actors do the voices, they actually recorded the lines. Really funny. Everyone's super in character. It's very cute. And it's a fun thing to do. Yeah. So I super highly recommend it if you're going to Epcot. It's free to download. Just do it. Super fun. I really enjoyed it. It made just my kind of experience at Epcot that much more fun. I wanted to steal one of those props. I want one so bad.
And I've seen video and photos of them, and I'm like,
I know they let Dan Povenmire, the voice of Doofenshmirtz, because it used to be a Phineas and Ferb thing. Before that became possible, they let him take the they had a big Doofenshmirtz statue. They let him take it because he's the voice of Doofenshmirtz and he's the creator of the show, one of them, and it's like in his house.
Oh my god,
he's like shown it on TikTok. So I hope they give Frank maybe the Scrooge one of. They give him something,
and they give us,
give us something. We deserve it.
We deserve it. That's so sweet.
I want the webby robot.
Yes, I've seen the one. Yeah, I love that.
Please, Disney, please. We're one of the only long-running DuckTales podcasts.
I know. What the hell? Everyone stopped there for like 5 episodes.
Come on, your fifth key is inclusion. Give it to us.
Give it to us. Come on.
We're women and we're Latina.
Yes.
Give it to us. Anyway,
we'll share custody. We'll figure it out.
You can. We'll show up on one of your Instagram stories, and we'll use the full title, the full IP name for whatever it is you want. We'll
do it. We'll sell out.
We'll sell out. We'll reveal ourselves as Disney shills.
Please do it. We'll do it for us.
I'll do it for the money.
Not even the money. I just want the item.
Okay.
You guys took the Launchpad meet and greet away from me.
I know.
I'll never get there.
The little meeting spot's still there,
I
too.
Know. Rip.
I asked. I'm like, is Launchpad here? And they're like, no, he's gone.
Yeah. I was gonna get that tattooed on me. But that's fun. I'm glad you used up all your Disney like perks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of.
Yes.
I didn't know this until I got there. Animal Kingdom has a rainforest cafe.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the few left in the country. And it was so much fun. It was my top favorite thing I did on the entire trip was going to the rainforest cafe in Animal Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Because one, I was able to use my cast member discounts on the food and shopping. Two, it was the full jungle experience. They had all the animals. They had the timed rainstorm.
Yeah.
And a big projection night sky. The food was good.
Everything.
I got to keep the glass. Half my friends went off to Hollywood Studios to do like an early day of Hollywood Studios after half a day at Animal Kingdom. Yeah. And I was like, no. I am going to the Rainforest Cafe. And one of them joined me. Yes. So that was great.
Nice.
I'm like, I'll go alone.
You're like, I don't care.
But luckily one of them joined me. And Animal Kingdom, I loved the dinosaur. The dinosaur ride.
Yes.
But I also loved the fucking dinosaur parking lot carnival.
Dinoland USA.
Dinoland USA. I last time I went, I just kind of passed by it. I didn't go in. This year, we went to the ride. Loved it. I wanted an iguanodon toy in the gift shop. Yeah. They didn't have one. They had a bunch of other dinosaur toys. No iguanodon. I'm like, I want Aladar. Yeah. You have a big statue of him outside. Why would you have toys?
Who knows?
My friends go to Expedition Everest. I go to Dinoland USA because I love cheesy, corny shit. Yeah, I love it. If you see where I like my apartment during Halloween and Christmas, I go all out. I love corny shit. So they have carnival games that you need to pay money to play, and I normally suck at these games like tremendously. And I'm like, okay. I will buy 2 tickets to play 2 games, and I will buy no more, because I'm not going to waste my money.
Yeah.
The first game is one of those, you shoot water at a little target, the first one to fill it up wins. Yeah. And I'm walking by, and the announcer lady at that booth is like, okay, she's like, we need one more player, we're playing to win the Iguanodon plush. And I beeline for this fucking thing. I get the last seat. It's me against 10 other players. And I win! Yay! I win against other children and adults. Because I want that iguanodon. Yeah. And I want it.
Beautiful.
It was incredible.
Yay.
Like the rage, the adrenaline of like, give me that fucking thing. I want an iguanodon. So I took my prize and I go over to next to like a basketball game.
Yeah.
It's so you have to make at least one basket. You make one basket, you get a small toy. You make 2 baskets, you get a medium-sized plush. You make 3, you get the biggest plush. I make 2 baskets, and I get a Mickey Mouse with a Dinoland USA t-shirt.
Beautiful.
And so Faby knows I'm someone who never wins carnival games.
No.
I suck at them normally, but I think
I beat you in one. It was just me versus you.
Yes, you beat me. But, like, I don't know. It was just me.
Yeah.
It was just me, because my friends were all at Expedition Everest, and I'm not a big fan of scary roller coasters.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of experience, because I knew that Dinoland USA is on thin fucking ice.
Everyone wants to get rid of it.
Everyone wants it gone. I'm like, you have so much swamp, Disney. Just put your dumb Indiana Jones area over there.
Yeah.
Leave Dinoland USA alone. It's not like you're strapped for terrain. Not like here, where... They had to.
The city of Anaheim does not want you.
The city of Anaheim fucking hates his guts right now, and they're like, stay where you fucking are.
Yeah.
Like, they had to fucking bulldoze the beautiful Bugs Land to make room for the concrete nightmare that is Avengers Campus, which now has no entertainment because they fired all their entertainment. There's no Dora Milaje show. There's no Doctor Strange show. It's all gone because the cast members unionized.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Who could have guessed?
Yeah.
They did the same thing to the puppeteers when the puppeteers unionized a few years ago.
Yeah.
Who could have guessed?
Fuck you, Disney.
That land is so fucking empty.
Yeah. It sucks.
With the show, with
the
shows,
show,
it's so empty and so ugly.
Yeah.
Because they were too cheap to finish it properly.
Mm-hmm.
It's
horrible.
It's an embarrassment. It's so boring.
Yeah.
To
like
look
you go
at.
from this beautiful like. What even is like Hollywood? I guess it's still Hollywood Studios.
Which one?
With the start, like the start of TCA.
I don't know the name.
Hollywood
Sunset
Studios.
Boulevard?
Sunset Boulevard. You go from like fun Sunset Boulevard.
Themed. Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. They have like this fun like perspective gag at the end.
The cafe circle thing. It's nice.
And then you go around into Guardians. Still looks good because it's good. Like the tower.
It's highly themed, and they had the tower building already there. They just slapped Guardians shit on the outside.
And then you just walk into this like business park. It's all
college campus. Ugly.
Yeah.
There's cooler college campuses.
Yeah. And then if you keep walking through, then you're in Cars Land. Like,
which beautifully themed. Incredible. Blows your mind.
Like, how did you do that?
And then in the middle is this like boring gray shit. It's lame. It's like the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I guess you can say it's on brand. With Guardians still being the one spot of color.
Yes. Go to the Guardians dance party. It's fun.
It was cute. It was fun. So, I lost my train of thought.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, Dinoland.
Yes.
Something. Don't destroy that. Don't destroy Dinoland is my point. It's fun and cute and harmless.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs. Let the kids have dinosaurs, please.
I feel like that's a good place.
We don't need a billionth IP to replace a cute, harmless little. It's tiny. You don't need to destroy it. It's tiny. Don't destroy it. Just build your fucking Indiana Jones over there. Isn't it cheaper not to have to destroy shit?
Yeah.
Just like tear up some land like you always do.
I bet they're not gonna like reuse parts of it.
No. They would bulldoze Dinoland USA. If anything, dinosaur maybe will be spared because Animal Kingdom is strapped for rides.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll leave it.
Yeah.
But it's on thin ice. Not as bad as Dinoland. But it's not great either. Anyway. Dinoland USA is cute and harmless, and like the spirit, like I was possessed by like some like I'm not someone who's good at sports. I'm not good at games, but I was possessed by like this like something. The spirits of the dinosaurs who were destroyed and whose fossils were ground up to make the blacktop we were standing on possessed me and let me win prizes.
Yes.
I bought 2 tickets and won 2 prizes with those tickets, and then I went on the dinosaur Dumbo ride.
Yeah.
It's a Triceratop ride. I'm going to find out what it's called. I want to say it's the Triceratop spinner. Let's see. Triceratop spin!
Woo!
Close enough, I think.
They sure do.
I took my winnings, I went on that ride, and had a grand old time.
Beautiful.
Because I love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's my point. Also, Disney sucks, and also I'm really excited for Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Have you seen the shit they're making for Epic Universe?
Vaguely. I haven't fully seen it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, We'll get to Goofy eventually. We'll get to Goofy eventually. So this will be a quick episode. That's why I'm padding for time. And I assume you guys like listening to us talk.
Yeah.
Because you're here. So, Epic Universe is the biggest fuck you to Disneyland and Disney World specifically.
Uh-huh.
It's because Disney World has not added any new land, any new whatever. Even, like, their whole Indiana Jones Encanto expansion, nothing's actually happened yet. As far as I know, they haven't even broken ground. Because potentially Disneyland USA could be caught in the fallout.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as I know, they haven't even broken ground.
Mm-hmm.
Epic Universe has been in construction for 5-6 years now. It is an entire addition. I think it's an entirely new park.
Oh shit!
From my understanding, because right now, so unlike our Hollywood Studios, Universal Studios, Hollywood Studios is Disneyland. It's Disney World. Unlike our Universal Studios here in Hollywood, it is just one park.
Yeah,
just the one. Florida has two. It's Universal Studios and then Universal Studios C. What's it fucking called? I forgot what it's called.
Movies and Magic.
Oh god.
Yeah. Fast and the Furious, the park.
What's it fucking called? Islands of Adventure.
Oh, okay. I would have never guessed that.
I'm so sorry. I'm planning a trip to Japan. I have like a billion theme park names in my head right now. Jesus. Okay. So they have Universal Studios Florida and Universal Islands of Adventure. And they're connected by the Hogwarts train.
Oh, okay.
But you need to buy tickets to both parks. You can't just board the train. You have to show that you have a ticket to both parks. So, they already have 2 parks. And they're both really good. I didn't mention also that I enjoyed those 2 Universal parks more than I did Disney World. So in Disney World, I enjoyed Epcot and Animal Kingdom. I still had more fun at Universal because it felt newer. It felt different. And that's partly more of my own Disney fatigue of working at the parks, taking in so much park information. Yeah. Knowing all the lore and all the stuff and working at the parks. Yeah. Just fatigue. And so I had a lot more fun at Universal, plus there were more rides. Yeah. So, I'll leave it there. So, they're building an entirely new park called Epic Universe. So, there will be Universal Studios Florida, Universal Studios Universal Islands of Adventure. Yes. Jesus. And then Epic Universe. Oh, okay. Ooh. They also have like a beach resort. It's also apparently pretty cool. Unrelated. Yeah. Epic Universe. Epic Universe is going to have a Dark Universe, which is the Universal monsters. Yeah. Like the classic ones. Yeah. Not the Mummy. Not the Tom Cruise Mummy movie that
was it Dark Universe coming soon? That picture of all of them. That's so funny.
So fucking fun. Okay. It's not that. It's the classic one. Okay. They're going to have they just released like a deep dive on what the park will look like. Okay. They're gonna have at least 2 rides. One of them apparently full of and we've already seen footage of this werewolf, Wolfman animatronic that looks like a human guy. It's an animatronic. You can find all this footage. Ton of animatronics. And it's all going to be, from what we can tell, incredibly themed to like a spooky Romanian village. Ooh. And one of the rides is going to be inside like a giant Romanian castle. The main character of this land is Victoria Frankenstein. I think the granddaughter of Victor Frankenstein. Yeah. And there's going to be characters running around who you can interact with. There'll be musicians running around doing, playing songs. Dracula, potentially. There'll be monster hunters. There'll be Frankenstein. There'll be the Invisible Man somehow. I assume the bandaged up version. Yeah. I said Dracula, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein.
I was going to ask you the bride.
Running around for you to take pictures with and performing. Yeah. And I assume Victoria Frankenstein will also be a face character. Yeah. There's going to be like a monster makeup salon.
That's fun.
Spooky and spooky and shit. There'll be a big cemetery. That's the Dark Universe. They're going to have an expanded Mario, King Mario Nintendo World. Yeah. It's going to have both the Mario Kart ride that we have here and the Donkey Kong ride they have in Japan already, which has no screens. Yeah. It's all no screen. It's so an expanded Mario World. They're going to have a How to Train Your Dragon Land. Ooh. With various rides, and I believe the same puppet show. They have puppet show performance, stage show that they have, I believe, in Beijing, with giant puppets of the dragons.
Dang.
Like 10, 20 feet tall puppets of the dragons.
Yeah.
It's a whole show. Apparently it's incredible. Whole land themed to How to Train Your Dragon. I forget the other one. And I think the other one might be like the main entrance land. Oh, there's another fucking Harry Potter section.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, there's one more Harry Potter thing. It's the Ministry of Magic.
Oh, okay.
And then there's the main entrance, which is Celestial Park, which seems to be based off the parks of like the 1920s and late 10s, 30s, like Luna Park.
Yeah.
All Tivoli Gardens, a lot of lights, like classic 1920s vibe. And there'll be a big roller coaster that's meant at night meant to look like a comet.
That's so pretty.
So only parts of the
like the
roller coaster car will be illuminated, making it look like a rocket and a comet and the tails of the like trailing tail of the comet.
Wow.
As it passes overhead.
Yeah.
So it sounds incredible.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a ton of characters and character actors walking around for you to interact with and putting on performances. And it just makes Disney look like garbage. Yeah. Disney has not added anything new. They have not done anything inventive or creative. It took them 10 years to make the Tron ride. Yeah. And in that time, Universal's making an entirely new park. Yeah. It's a whole new park.
Yeah. They've done very little.
They've detracted from the experience. They've, if not fired, then I assume fired all those cast members who were doing those stage shows. I assume have lost their jobs or placed elsewhere. Yeah. And they're detracting from the guest experience, especially with something like Avengers Campus. There is fuck all to do there. Yeah. Spider-Man ride, lame. And all you have left is the Guardians ride. Yeah. There's fuck all to do in the rest of that land. It's generous calling it a land.
Yeah. The only thing to do that's kind of cool is to spot a character. Yeah. To take a photo, to see a show.
The characters will be there, but now there's no shows.
Yeah.
There's no shows, which is like the one thing. I won't even say it's what they had going for it. But that's not even.
But it is a draw, like.
Yeah, but it's not even just an Avengers Campus. They've been cutting performances for a while now. Yeah. Like, remember there's like the Five and Dime, the performers that would go on the California Adventures Main Street. That's gone now. Yeah. They're gone. They've been canceling and closing and removing performers for at least a year or two now. Yeah. And then unionizing was like the last straw, and they're just fully canceling everything. And it's gross. Yeah. And especially considering how the prices have been raised consistently. And I feel that guest experience has not gotten better. No, it's gotten, if anything, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, it's worse.
Because they're paying more for the same thing. Or less. Less in some cases, since they're actively removing experiences. Yeah. And I don't know. So I work at Star Tours. It wasn't anywhere high stress. Yeah. People aren't clamoring to get to Star Tours. We went to Space Mountain. We went to Big Thunder. We went to Indiana Jones, where if we go down, people want to kill us. Yeah. So I definitely didn't get the same experience that other cast members would have, where the guests would turn like mean. Yeah. But I tried to make things, fun. I tried, I want to have fun in my job, and because people like Disneyland. People want to go to Disneyland. People have fun at Disneyland. So help them bring that magic, whatever. But I don't know. On the small scale, we do care. Yeah. But when you look on the corporate level, they don't. Yeah. It's all about money, all about profits. And the parks, I think, do feel that way. It feels like they just want your money in a way that is more obvious than ever before. Yeah. And that's clear, especially with their movies. And just the the Star Wars Hotel. Yeah. The low level of effort and care they actually put into guest experience compared to 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. There's just been this change. Yeah. It's just interesting comparing them to Universal, who are actively adding performers, actually innovating and creating and adding to their experiences. They're building a whole new fucking park. Yeah. Wow, fuck you, Disney. I'm gonna wait a year until after it's done. It opens. I'm gonna wait a year because otherwise I'll get murdered. I'll get trampled to death. I'll wait a while, but I am willing. I would go to Florida again just to go to Universal. I wouldn't go to Disney because I did it. I'm done. I'm good. Yeah. It's expensive. Universal's a lot more affordable. And again, it just felt more unique. Yeah. Again, I'm speaking to someone who has more Disney fatigue.
But it's noticeable because I have gone to Disneyland a lot in like the past 5 years, and it is like a noticeable draw because especially like us, we knew like all the free stuff that was available, all like the cool shows, all like the
got Fast Pass.
Fast Pass specifically. I'm thinking of always, and it's so infuriating because. Obviously the way you're interacting with the cast member, like they're very kind, they're very nice, but you can tell that above that, like they do not care. They're like screwing people over, and it's just so upsetting. They're screwing like guests that are coming in, they're screwing their own cast members over.
Oh yeah, it's
just infuriating, and at some point you have to kind of be like, it's not even worth it. Like, I don't know, I see people that like come in for like a day trip or something, and it's like, it's not even guaranteed because you have to apparently pay all this money, and if you don't know about like how like
the reservation system, like half of all the guest questions I answered was about Lightning Lane. Yeah, it was that and where the restroom was.
And we've been in situations where like we've been given like a Lightning Lane because a ride goes down, and the line becomes longer than the standby line, and I'm like, and then there are people like, obviously we got like the Lightning Lane free, and there are people that paid, that are now in this line that's longer than the standby line,
and then obviously the Lightning Lane we're told to prioritize them. So like I started tours it was 10 Lightning Lane for every one standby guest. And I would fudge it. I'd be like, I'll let 3 standby go. Yeah. I've been waiting there a while. I'm like, Lightning Lane, you can wait 1 second. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. It's just me out here. It's the Wild West out here in Star Tours.
Mm-hmm. It's upsetting.
No, yeah. So, as a non-cast member, I'm not willing really to give Disney my money again anytime soon.
Yeah. We knew it was going to be our last trip when we went. Yeah. For a long time.
I do have 2 more free tickets, but that was more of a surprise. Yeah. And I am planning to go to Tokyo Disney. Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. At
least different. I'm going to Japan. Yes. When am I ever going to go to Tokyo Disney again?
At least here in Disneyland, I feel like recently, I'm like, oh, these changes that you have been making are just to line your pockets. Yeah. And it's not in a way that's feels like you care about the people that are coming in. No, like, I think I can say they paid me $17 an hour. Yeah. Working at Star Tours. So working attractions. Yeah. So I was not upset to leave the job. Yeah. That's as much as basically I get paid at Target. Yeah. Yeah. So and like Disney raised their prices twice, I think, in the time I was working there, and I did not get a raise. Yeah. It's the same way I feel obviously they're not going to give us money. Why would they? That's how also I feel. I'm like, oh yeah, Target, your record-breaking profits. Oh my God, they're reducing. Yeah, there was not the surge pricing, the price gouging. Yeah, there we go. Surge pricing was like the lie. And I see it. Like I obviously look at price tags, and I'll see the price tag, and sometimes I'll be like, why were we charging $2 more for this thing? It's dumb. Greed. Yeah. And people used to think that Target was a very high-end store, but people are like, oh no, like you are also going down the garbage drain because you are not caring about your guests at all. It's the same thing. And also, we have to call them guests. It's stupid. They're shoppers. They're customers. I'm like, what are we, Disneyland? Target somehow they have some kind of complex. Yeah. They want to be your store. Because they want to be fancy. You want to be fancy. And at some point, maybe people treated them like they were, but why do I have to call them guests? Anyway, let's talk about a Disney cartoon. Whoa. Also, not even talking about Disney animation, I feel like also went down the drain. Oh, yeah. And I think we had high hopes for a while. What was the last good Disney cartoon? DuckTales. I mean, okay, yes, DuckTales. No, I really enjoyed it. I know you didn't like Owl House, but Owl House was quality. Yeah, the animation and the story, they were able to get very dark. Mm-hmm. They had really good LGBT representation. Yeah, unprecedented representation.
blatant representation.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I'm just a hater.
I know you are. I'm not the biggest fan. I never got into the story. I wanted to. Like, I should have been able to, right? Like, it should have been all there. It was all there.
The I feel like I was also ready to like it.
Yeah.
And then I just never felt the urge to
I couldn't vibe with it. I don't know what it was. Just something about it.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. I just never clicked.
Yeah.
But Amphibia.
So good.
So good. If you have not watched Amphibia, we'll finish this episode. And then go watch Amphibia.
Go watch it.
Love
and don't
Amphibia.
skip episodes.
Don't skip episodes. There's no such thing as filler episodes.
No.
They're all important into fleshing out the town of Wartwood and its characters.
Exactly. That's my one thing that pissed me off about people that were watching Amphibia. But they would complain.
I love the frogs.
Same.
Look at them. They're so cute.
They're like main characters. They're important.
They're great. Anyway. Love Amphibia. It's great.
Yeah.
And obviously DuckTales is superior.
DuckTales is one of the greatest shows ever, I think.
Why aren't there any good Disney cartoons anymore? What happened?
I get Disney doesn't care anymore.
That's true.
They don't care about their movies.
That's true.
They don't care about shit.
Okay.
We got, like, actually Donald merch for his birthday, and we were all surprised.
We were.
Like, we didn't even expect that, because they didn't do it for Goofy.
They don't care enough about Goofy. We do, though.
But we do.
Not so much in this episode, but just wait until a Goofy movie. I have, like, very little notes for this episode.
I have none, which, if listeners know, that never happens.
That's like never. Okay, not even the...
I don't have the transcript. Because no one has made a transcript, and I didn't have time.
For any of Goof Troop?
No.
Dang.
And I didn't have time to... Because sometimes for DuckTales, I would write them out myself. No, they don't have it, and I don't have the time anymore.
Are there fans for this show?
I don't know.
Maybe somewhere.
I'm assuming. Right? Yeah. It's funny.
It got a movie.
Yeah.
So there had to be, at least in 1995, there were fans.
Like we've said before, we're still not alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Goof Troop. I think I've decided I don't like the theme song.
I also decided the same thing. I think... I was I didn't remember what I said, but I didn't like it.
There's like the song, and then there's the weird rap overlay. Mm-hmm. The rap overlay ruins it. It's not even a rap. It's like this, like
weird,
like different vibe.
Yeah,
like the one that's like we're the Goof Troop,
yeah,
and we always stick together. That part's not bad.
Yeah,
but then it's like the weird. I don't even know what I don't know terms. Like the weird deep voice that comes in, that ruins the beat of it.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, what are we doing?
Yeah, because it could have been like kind of like a Gummy Bears where it's.
I love how you reference that as if I ever remember anything about.
You
Gummy
need
Bears.
me to sing it again.
No.
You need me to sing it again.
Okay, do it.
No,
it's all about you, girl.
Laughing. It's the Gummy Bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. We are the Gummy Bears.
No.
God damn it. It's cute instrumental.
Yeah.
Like this one, it's not great. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Like you could have had something like that, but then there's like that deep voice.
Yeah.
Butting in that keeps ruining it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. We don't like the theme song.
No.
So I Goof Troop. Like, okay, if somehow there was like some weird alternate universe where a Goofy movie came out first somehow for whatever reason, and then Goof Troop followed, they probably would have had Eye to Eye as the theme song.
Yeah.
There's to pay Tevin Campbell who wrote this. Who sings that?
So.
His name Tevin Campbell.
I think so. Yes.
They had to pay him some kind of royalty.
Yeah.
Do it because that song's great.
It's such a good song, and
people would watch it for the theme song.
This is kind of like I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember. It's kind of jarring.
It's like, what is this? Yeah. And so we start the episode. Mm-hmm. This is episode 2, and this is a part 2 of the premiere.
Yeah.
So it picks up basically right after the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that Goofy and Max are living in their house next door to Pete. And Goofy, for whatever reason, has to patch up this massive hole in the wall.
I didn't pay attention. That was the whole reason I watched the first episode again.
No,
I couldn't remember if Pete drove. No, he just...
He parks like
the moving truck.
He parks the moving truck like outside.
Yeah, and then it disappears.
He doesn't like drive in to the
yeah,
house.
Okay, that's what I assumed.
He throws them in.
Yeah,
but he doesn't like drive into a wall.
Yeah, okay,
that was like Max and Goofy driving.
Yeah,
like, they bump into the. I don't know. I have such a good memory of the last episode. I haven't seen it since in the last.
I saw it earlier today. But yeah, no, I
4 months.
I remember. I thought it was a reason. No, there's just a hole in the house.
There's a giant hole in the wall.
Goofy tried to put a picture up. There's a hole.
Sure. Yeah. He used a sledgehammer to put the nail in.
So
he's just trying to nail like giant, even though it's brick. Yeah. It's a brick wall. He's trying to just and he's somehow succeeding at nailing like a plank of wood, like you nail to the wall when there's an apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like to keep the zombies out.
He's boarding it up.
He's trying to just board up this wall.
He wakes up Max.
Yes.
He sees his butt.
Yeah, I don't know what's that about. Yeah.
I don't know.
What's that about?
I was just like, why do we see his bare ass?
He's wearing long johns.
Yeah, okay, I'll accept better.
But they choose to like have the flap come up, and I'm like,
sure,
it's the 90s.
Yeah,
that's gonna be my go-to for every weird thing in this episode.
90s.
It's the 90s.
Yeah.
So Goofy wakes up Max. He's like in these like workman's overalls and a hat.
The fit. I just remembered what he says later. It made me laugh.
The hat. I was thinking about that too. We never get caught up.
It's like, be careful, son. That hat saved my life.
Spoilers for later in the episode. So Max is now at the window watching him, and he's boarding up the wall, and he's like, he's like, oh, morning, Maxie, like that he hasn't hit any of his fingers with the hammer. He hasn't hit his hand once.
Yeah.
And then he hits his thumb, and then he's like, well, I got 7 more good ones.
And he starts a countdown, because then he hits every finger at that point.
Yeah. And he's like, whoop, 6, whoop, 5.
And then we cut to Pete, who has not been able to go to sleep, I'm guessing.
It's like early morning. Yeah. I'm guessing that it's, and just, I mean, Goofy's not yelling.
No.
But it's like, Pete is like hyper-fixated on him. So I guess Goofy's disrupting his nice Sunday morning lie-in. Yeah. And so he comes onto his balcony and in his like tank top and boxers. Yeah. Which, to yell at Goofy to be quiet. Mm-hmm. Goofy does not notice or hear. No. Even though Pete's yelling shakes his house. Somehow.
There's like, I think like, what are they called? Shingles?
Yeah.
The roof shingles are falling. Yeah. The whole house shook.
But Goofy's like focusing on not hammering another finger.
Yes.
And in his focusing, he lets go of the hammer when he swings it back, and it kills Pete. Pete is dead. This hammer hits him straight in the face.
Not only does it hit him straight in the face, he falls off the balcony.
Like Home Alone style, he is dead. Yes. He should be dead.
Oh my god.
It's like surprisingly violent.
Oh yeah. And then Goofy just kind of like, you lose more hammers that way. Yeah, as he leans.
Like as if like his hammers just like vanish into thin air when he lets them go. Like it's just gone. He doesn't think about where it went.
No, who it hit.
He doesn't look for it. It's just gone.
Gone forever. Oh my god. I want this fit. I need to wear this fit.
Which fit?
Goofy's fit. How did I lose an earring?
I didn't say it. I forgot. I met Max for the first time in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, the last time we saw him, he was in the breakfast place.
Yes, we saw him through the Plaza Inn. We saw him through the bushes.
I was like, Max, say hi. No, he
was working. But my friends all went to Hollywood to Tower of Terror, which broke down on them.
Oh no!
Ha! And I'm like, I'm gonna go walk around. Yeah. I went to Muppet Vision.
Beautiful.
The only reason to go to Hollywood Studios.
She was hunting for the earrings for me, which we never found. These
there was no Muppet merch whatsoever. I asked multiple cast members. They gotta manage it as and like figure out where there was Muppet merch. And they go, try the Buena Vista Street. No.
There you went.
I went. Whatever. I gave up. And then on my way to Gertie's, the big brontosaurus to get ice cream, I saw Max, and I was like, oh shit. And so I was like the second one to get a picture with him. Oh,
beautiful.
And then I went and got ice cream from that big dinosaur.
A beautiful day.
It was great.
And you didn't get stuck on Darwin.
No, I didn't. It's awesome. Anyway, yeah. I mean, and now, okay, what is he doing now?
Let's see.
So Goofy's he's trying to open like a fucking treasure chest.
But he's trying to open it like sideways. So
it's locked. It's locked. There's a padlock. And he's trying to just, like, pry it open as if there isn't a padlock.
Yeah. I don't know if he doesn't notice the padlock or if he lost the key. Who knows?
He's trying to just pry it open by force when Pete comes in.
And Max is just so politely just watching it.
Watching his dad struggle. And then Pete shows up to return the hammer.
Yes.
I think he says, did some idiot
like, lose?
Yeah.
And he has, like, a box with him.
Yes.
Oh my god. But before he can finish the sentence about the idiot that lost the hammer, Goofy, like, breaks?
He breaks the lid to this box, which shouldn't be possible because there's still the padlock. Yeah. But I guess he just has this inhuman strength.
He's just that powerful.
And he goes flying across the room and lands on Pete.
Yeah.
And we see he has semi-successfully boarded up the wall.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Kind of.
There's more pieces of plywood on it now.
Yes.
It's still like a big gaping hole to the end. There's no explanation for this giant hole. Unless, did the moving van crash?
No, because I think he parked it, and then when he goes,
then he has to run out, grab Max and Goofy,
and then the truck disappears.
Oh, but how did all the stuff get inside?
He puts it, but the thing is, I think it's an animation error. But that when he goes back out, that truck isn't there anymore because he parks it there. Yeah. Because I was also keeping an eye out.
It makes more sense that he crashed it into the wall and then everything like tumbled out. Okay.
Maybe they didn't communicate. Someone assumed that they had done it.
Yeah,
Who knows?
We'll just pretend that happened. Yeah. There's no explanation for this hole. There's just a hole in the wall.
Just a huge hole. And Goofy very politely thanks Pete for, cushioning his fall.
Yeah. And Pete is like in fine form this episode.
Yeah.
Like, we'll obviously talk about it a couple times. Like, Pete's just broadly, his abrasiveness, his meanness,
he's a violent man.
Violence is very extreme for a Disney cartoon, for a kids cartoon.
Yes.
Just like the way he yells at Goofy right now and like throws him off of him, like surprisingly, a little violent.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Say, did some idiot...
Hiya, Pete. Thanks for breaking my fall.
Enough of me, you tapioca brain! Here, to welcome you to the neighborhood.
Gosh, Pete, just what I always wanted. A box.
We'll see when PJ comes in again.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. So, we see that, Pete throws the white box he was carrying, he throws it at Goofy. And Pete's like, here, I got this. This is for you.
Yeah.
And his reaction, thanks, Pete, what I always wanted. A box.
He's like wiping a tear from his face. So he has to like go over, grab the box, he dumps all the stuff on Goofy.
Yeah, he yanks it open. It's an earthquake kit. Is Spoonerville canonically in California?
Yes.
I mean, it's a fake earthquake he's creating, so maybe not.
Maybe not then. Yeah. But he lets them know that the house is built on like
a fault line, which is, we learned from the last episode, the fake fault line he made up and the earthquake making contraption he has in the basement.
Yes. Which he built himself because he calls it like DIY.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. What's Pete doing here? He should be at NASA. What's he doing, like, slaving away in suburbia?
Who knows?
He's gonna snap one day.
He already has.
He already has. But, like, his talents are wasted, clearly.
Yeah. Oh my god. He should be at least making models. He built it like little...
Yeah. But yeah, so he's telling them that they're standing on like the most dangerous earthquake fault in the world. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Goofy knows what that is.
No.
He's just excited.
He's very excited that they have their very own fault.
Yeah.
If an earthquake hits right now, it would be very funny.
That'd be awful. Ugh.
But
wait, I had a thought.
Watch Kung Fu Panda 4, you guys.
Stop! No, God, don't subject anyone to that.
I'm drinking from her cup that she bought before we watched the movie.
Before we knew. I was gonna say the animation. The animation has been very good so far.
Yeah.
And it is because at least these 2 episodes were animated by the Disney Animation Studios in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where they would send the animation when they wanted it to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Also very expressive.
Yeah.
Like, highly expressive animation for the faces. Mm-hmm. I think maybe a lot of Goof Troop, and I know for sure a good number of Quack Pack episodes.
Yeah.
Were animated in Australia. You can really tell because like the eyes go crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of good face stuff. Very good rubberiness in the movements. It's very
and that's
fun.
Australia. I think also some Darkwing episodes were animated in Australia.
Yeah.
And then others I think in France. Those are the main ones that they would send their animation out to. Yeah. Do we remember the name of the dog?
No, I actually don't.
Okay, dog. So Pete goes in to turn on the fucking earthquake machine. Yeah. And we see the first instance in this episode of him abusing the dog. Yeah. Sits on her. Yes. She's just sitting calmly on the couch. Yeah. Sits on her. She, yelps and runs away. Pete turns on the earthquake machine.
And his weird camera that he has installed.
Right. That's right. He has cameras in their house. Yes. This feels illegal.
Yeah. It's very illegal.
Do you think it's like terrorism to like have like an earthquake maker?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
It probably is. It's... Oh my God. I mean, because he was using it to scare people off from buying
Scare buyers, because he wanted the land to make his...
fishing hole in Utopia.
No, not hole. It had a fancy name. Cove?
Yeah.
Like his fishing, the fishing cove?
Something like that, yeah.
It had a fancier
little,
name.
Island that he was making.
Anyway,
crazy.
So Goofy thinks it's, what, indigestion?
Yeah.
Right? That's making everything shake. I'm like, what kind of fucking indigestion?
I don't know.
Meanwhile, Max is getting all thrown around because of the earthquake and gets trapped in the, Is it like a... Yeah, the sofa bed. Yeah. The sofa bed gets thrown open and, traps him inside of it with all the shaking. But Goofy doesn't notice. No. And because he's just telling Max they still have a lot of unpacking to do, acting like there's no earthquake.
Yeah, there's no... It's because he's the house is settling. Yeah. Let it settle.
But because he's Goofy, the earthquake makes all of his things get miraculously unpacked from their boxes and beautifully organized. The house is no longer a mess. No. Because he's Goofy. If he'd unpacked everything himself, it'd be a disaster.
Oh, yeah. He broke everything.
Yes, but because the earthquake did it, it's beautiful and perfect.
Even, the boards he had nailed up, fall off, and, the paint. It's a very nice house.
It's great. It looks nice.
But, yeah, everything's beautiful. And he had told Max, when he was trapped inside, that there was no time for a nap because they had a lot of the stuff to do. Yeah. So afterwards, this house is fully decorated and everything. He's like, oh, you actually, you can take that nap after all.
We're done. And we see Pete goes over, expecting them
to
be packing, to be leaving, since there's an earthquake. Yeah. And then he sees that they're all unpacked, and he bursts into tears.
This shot of he comes into Goofy and Max, just kind of standing with their hands up.
Yeah, it's they're waiting for him. It's so weird.
And he just bursts into tears.
And then Goofy looks to camera. Yeah. And he's like, good thing we had our own earthquake fault. He knows something.
He's aware.
It's what does he know? What is that from?
The Batman. Isn't it? The Batman meme? That's how I know it.
Okay, so Pete is gonna try again with a worse earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Goofy finds the earthquake machine in his basement. So the way it's been making the earthquakes is using this like ribbon.
Yeah.
Almost.
Like tied to like a column.
Yeah, it's like the supports of the house, like the foundation, which are just like wooden pillars. I don't know how houses are built. And it's like yanking them to make the house shake. Mm-hmm. And Goofy finds this and just yanks out all the ribbon.
Yeah. But it's still connected to the machine.
Yes.
But I love this bit because he's like, gotta get rid of all this clutter. Can't get rid of this stuff cluttering up the basement. Like, we have our own things to do.
Yeah, we have our own clutter for that.
And then, how does he get...
Because he trips on, like, an oil spill? An oil slick or something on the road, on the driveway. It looks like he's taking it to the curb. Mm-hmm. But he trips and throws the ribbon up. Yeah. And it wraps around Pete's boat next door. And Pete ratchets up the earthquake thing up to a 9.6.
Horrible. Horrifying.
That is like beyond catastrophe levels. Yes. That is the world is over. Mm-hmm. That is 2012. Oh yeah. LA is splitting apart and collapsing into the ocean.
LA is back in the sea. Yes. As we discovered. We were at the museum today. Yes. Yeah, we're like, where's LA? Oh, we're underwater.
Oh, we're underwater. We have Yosemite, right?
Yes.
Yosemite's erupting.
Yeah.
It's 9.6.
It's horrible.
And the boat, like, tips against the house, and somehow, instead of just the boat rattling apart, it transfers the earthquake over to the house. Yeah. And so now Pete's house is now suffering a 9.6 earthquake.
And then he
blames the dog?
Yeah.
He, like, grabs the dog in a chokehold.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Don't know why.
I don't know why.
And then, the house starts,
his first instinct is to blame... Like, dog. As soon as something is wrong, his first instinct is to blame someone. Yeah. And the nearest person is the dog. Okay. So he grabs the dog, again, in a chokehold. Mm-hmm. Then he realizes it's an earthquake.
Yeah. And this house is falling apart.
It's falling apart. Like, the beams are collapsing. Mm-hmm. He's almost crushed. His first thought is his first thought is to grab the remote. He's almost crushed. He grabs the remote, turns off the earthquake machine because he realizes that he realizes it was his earthquake that was causing this. Imagine just the instinct of the karma of him getting an actual earthquake, like striking just him. Like, imagine he was the one actually under an earthquake fault, over an earthquake fault.
That would be beautiful.
I should have written for this show in 1992.
Negative 2 years old.
Negative 5 years old.
Yeah, negative 5 years old.
Not that old. Pete bursts in to PJ's room. And we see him from this, like, perspective, this down low perspective, I assume, like, PJ's perspective. And Pete looks huge.
Yeah. Like, scary.
He looks scary. Like, it's scary. It's a quick shot that, assuming, again, it's from PJ's perspective, this kind of shows what kind of like a looming presence he has in PJ's life. Yeah. It's not just like a thing, but the fact they took that time to animate that.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like Pete gets beat up and stuff, but he's clearly like a threat.
Yeah. He's still like a pretty scary guy.
Yeah. To PJ.
Yes.
And we see at that moment Max throws the tin can for them to communicate because Pete Burson was demanding. He's like, you're not talking to that goof kid, right? And obviously, Pete, the way that Pete speaks is funny because Pete is still like a funny character.
Yeah,
he's still the worst.
Yes,
but he is funny because he says like communerating
with that kid.
And then he's beamed in the head with the tin can.
The tin can. And then he like wraps all up in it.
Yeah.
PJ takes a shot at him, which is, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, nice catch, Dad." And that just pisses Pete off. He turns all red. Meanwhile.
And then Max ceases to exist.
Yeah.
Vanishes. And we see that Goofy walks into Max's room because he's just calling to Max, asking if he's seen his dental floss.
Yes. he doesn't see it, but he finds this random string.
This like wire. I don't know how these tin can phones are supposed to work. Is it wire or string?
I always thought it was string because when like I would make it with like my brother and friends, we would just make it out of string.
Do they work?
Vaguely, they're not like the best,
Well,
but yeah.
So whatever it is, it's on the floor. It's a big pile of like multiple feet of string and or wire.
Yes.
And Goofy's like, well, this'll do.
That'll do.
This floor string. And so he yanks it, like, not noticing or seeing or caring that's going out the window.
No.
And, okay, apparently Goofy just has, like, super strength.
Yeah. Because he yanks it and takes with it. He goes almost through the window.
Yeah. And then, meanwhile, so he can floss his, like, 2 big teeth up front. And then, Pete, on his end, yanks the wire right back and throws Goofy against the window and, like, cracking, like, the drywall around it, too.
It's a pretty fun shot. It just, like, kind of gets flattened against the window.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we see PJ's trying to sneak away.
Yeah. We see that, again, like these shots of him looking up at Pete.
Yeah, and Pete looming down, like, at the camera.
Yeah.
Because he snatches PJ up and he's like, where do you think you're going?
Yeah.
And PJ's like, oh, next door, sort of.
Yeah, and then, obviously, Pete is like, with those crazies, like, nah, you're not doing that.
Just where do you think you're going?
Next door, sorta.
With those crazies? Forget it! You've got cans to cross, remember?
What?
I do like that's Rob Paulson doing the voice of PJ.
Yeah.
And it's a really good voice. Obviously Rob Paulson, great voice actor, blah 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 blah. He's probably best known for doing nerdy characters.
Yes.
He's had like a big range of voices, but some of his most famous characters are like Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron, Donatello from the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon, and maybe PJ.
Yeah.
And I don't know, PJ is such like an understated voice that he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like not quite deadpan. It's very like, especially in this, it's almost like low emotion.
Yeah. Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Sometimes it verges into like Carl Weezer a little bit, but it's still very like this quiet kid.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for PJ.
Yeah. Because we see that Pete is giving PJ a task to keep him occupied so he doesn't go hang out with Max next door. He's making him crush 150,000. How does he
aluminium.
He says it wrong though. Aluminum, something
like that. Yeah, aluminum
cans. And this is like there's these cartoonish stacks of them. And then at 0.5 cents a profit,
he'll have thousands and thousands of cents.
Yes.
And I love this like reaction shot of PJ kind of like, oh, like it's kind of looking to camera like,
like fuck.
Like fuck.
150,000 aluminum cans. Why, at 0.5 cents a can, your 2% of the profits could amount to thousands and thousands of cents.
And we see
he goes to get the family shoes.
The family boots.
Yeah, the family boots for this task.
Yes, of crushing cans.
And it's these, like, kind of little boots attached to these, like, 2-foot tall things of cement. 300
cement blocks.
Yeah.
To crush the cans. 300-pound cement shoes. They've been passed down through generations of Pete's.
Wow.
And as protection from the cans that might ricochet, he's putting a plastic trash can on PJ's head. Like those little ones you keep by your desk in your room.
And then Pete goes on this thing about how, like, his boy's growing up so fast.
Grown up. It's awful.
He really puts on a show. He starts like sobbing.
He goes like, "Make me proud, son." He like whacks him on the back, but because he's weighed down by the boots, his whole body just wiggles around like one of those like those balloons from
inflatable. Oh yeah.
Those things.
Inflatable tube man, right?
Yeah.
Like
one of those. And he watches PJ like slowly stomp away. And he laughs.
Yeah.
Because, that's his plan to keep to keep PJ away from Max.
Mm-hmm.
But then PJ just trips. He falls down all the stairs with these cement shoes.
Yeah.
And obviously somehow doesn't die.
He probably, oh my god, yeah.
He should like snap both his ankles. Can you imagine? Like, I have fears of falling down the stairs normally.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, in school they would have these for you, but those, like, little bucket, like, shoes that you could put on. It would always just be, like, little, like, buckets, and they would have, like, strings attached, and you could, like, use them as little shoes. And you just kind of, like, walk, like, if they were stilts. Like, we would always fight for them. So then,
You mean like the moon shoes?
but, like, less fancy.
Vaguely.
Let me see.
Is there something like at recess?
Yeah. It's, like, for kids. Like, they would just kind of sometimes take them out for us. I can't spell bucket. Don't look at that. Like these. Like little stilt shoes. Like these. And you just kind of,
Oh.
like, walk on them.
I get you.
That's what they are, reminds me of.
Yes, but with cement.
But with
With cement. And his feet are buckled into them.
Yes.
And we see Max, he just is waiting.
Yeah.
He just went next door.
Mm-hmm.
And he just comes in through the front door.
Yeah.
Like, Pete is not keeping good surveillance of his house, clearly, because there's a goof inside.
Yes. Then he's like, oh, family boots, huh?
Yeah, like what?
Stephanie.
Like, Goofy has these for him.
Oh.
But Max acting all sly. Like, there's an easier way.
Mm-hmm.
So we see he maybe has a plan
Yes.
to help him crush the cans
Mm-hmm.
without him shattering his kneecaps or getting brained by, like, shrapnel.
Yeah. It's awful.
Now we go to the kitchen.
This horrible marriage we have going on.
Peg needs to divorce him.
Yeah, she will.
She will.
Yeah.
But she leaves PJ with him.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe do you think they have like split custody?
I feel like PJ is the type to stay.
Oh, I feel like Pete would have. I mean, PJ wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah.
In a custody case, I assume Pete maybe would have demanded to keep PJ because that's like his son.
Yeah,
PJ is Pete Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, and then he doesn't seem to care much about Pistol.
No.
So I assume that Peg would just keep Pistol and not fight for PJ.
Yeah.
Because she's also not.
She also doesn't care.
She's not a good person. It's all toxic.
It's all horrible. The way they talk to each other, it's like barely concealed hatred.
Yeah.
Because they go and she's cooking.
It's like more obvious in this episode than the last one.
The last episode, it still kills me because I rewatched it. Her revealing to him that she sold the house is so funny.
It's great. She does it silently.
Just shows him the sold.
Sold sign. So she's in the kitchen making something, and Pete's trying to like get at it.
Yeah.
So she's like slapping his hands away.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's making food for Goofy.
Huh.
I
wonder what that's all about.
What's that all about?
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird.
It's weird.
Because she made Pete low cholesterol mush.
Yes.
That he throws on the dog immediately.
Yes, he pours it on the dog's head.
Yeah. What the fuck's his problem?
Our like third example of dog. This dog's just chilling. It's just eating its own lunch.
Yeah. Ugh.
He like violently chucks it on the dog's head. Like the dog's like food dish goes flying because he like throws it down onto the dog.
This poor dog.
Yeah, my God. Again, like an astonishing amount of like so we don't see Pete isn't directly violent towards his kids or PJ specifically.
Yeah.
But he is violent towards the dog.
Yeah.
Constantly. And again, something like that would not fly in a cartoon today. Not a Disney cartoon.
Yeah.
And not as played straight as it is here. It's not like for laughs.
No.
Like I can see like someone like jokingly beating up a dog in like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy if the dog had bad vibes.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a bad person beating up a dog and that's the joke.
Yeah.
But in this
it's like
played straight almost.
It's like a casual thing. He just keeps beating on this dog.
And it keeps happening. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
This a horrible person.
Yeah. And so we see that Peg was making Goofy a sandwich, I guess.
I thought it was lasagna at some point. I don't know
It
what
was
it is.
bacon. She was cooking bacon
yeah.
first. And then I'm like, is it I think it's sandwich, but like the way it's drawn, it also looks like an omelet.
Yeah.
But there was
That's why I thought it was a lasagna, because it has like filling.
but there was bacon. Let's say it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
So so Pete gets the idea now to pour. Is mustard hot?
Yeah. Like, not like that kind of mustard. Like, mustard.
He's pouring a little mustard, a ton of hot sauce, chili peppers,
and then a lot of hot sauce.
And then a lot of hot sauce. And then he's just drenching it in hot sauce. And then for the Pete, there is a stunt.
I did love that.
So funny. He sucks. He puts on a hazmat suit, right? Yeah. And
he like emerges from like underneath
from below, with a little vial of pure jalapeno consecrate.
Yes.
How you pronounce it? It's so funny.
Well, maybe a little hot sauce, a little mustard, a little hot sauce, a little chili peppers, and a little... No. A lot of hot sauce. And now for the Pete de Resistance. Pure jalapeno consecrate.
He's too good at this
He's too
role.
talented. This is the first time voicing Pete.
Yeah.
He's really good at it, like right out the gate.
Yeah.
And yeah, this tiny vial
pours it on. It like bubbles up.
It explodes.
Yeah.
Like an atomic bomb.
This mystery food that we can't decide what it is. Yeah. So he's like, now it's ready. And like the animation on his face for this bit, he looks so crazy.
He looks insane. Plus, his eyes keep changing from like blue to green.
Yes.
Which is like for Disney villains, how you've seen so they're going crazy when their eyes change color like that.
He's just like grinning the whole time.
It's insane grin. He's like staring down the barrel of the camera. Like he's lost it.
Yeah.
He's lost it. And so we see that Goofy came over to eat. Like he comes over to eat the food Peg made. Peg's not here.
No. Very excited.
Yeah. And Goofy takes a bite. Nothing happens.
No.
He loves it.
He loves it. He just has one request. If they have hot sauce.
More hot sauce. Which, watching the episode, I'm like, okay, Goofy better not.
Yeah.
We hear that accent. Goofy's from the South. They have the craziest fucking hot sauce over there. Like all kinds.
Yeah.
The weirdest fucking thing that
the weirdest names.
Like names that will kill you. They will anyone else, you would die.
Yeah.
You would just die. You would dead.
Destroy your stomach.
Destroyed. But I'm like, okay, Goofy better be fine. We hear that accent.
We know what's up.
Yes, he's fine.
Yes.
He wants more hot sauce.
Yes.
And Pete, like the little
the
little twig in his brain like snaps, and he like shoves Goofy away, takes the food and takes like a big bite, to be like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
What is this?
Like, did someone switch it out?
Yeah.
And then immediately bursts into flame in a way.
Yeah. He like very Looney Tunes, runs it reminds me of almost like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Running around the kitchen when he's on fire from the oven.
The smoke, the like red face, the flames that like literally at one point from his mouth.
Yeah. So then he runs out, jumps into like his little pool outside, and like the water evaporates.
Yeah.
So another failure to get Goofy to leave. And then he goes into his garage and gets a chainsaw. Yeah. I'm like, oh god, he's just gonna kill him. He's just gonna kill him now.
Like, we get these again, like insane, like to the camera.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna kiss this man.
And now we see, Goofy's also okay. So Pete pours a drop of nitro.
I guess
nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
Nitro, like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't exist for 20 more years.
That's where they got the idea. Okay. But yeah, as we're gonna see, this is gonna make it go fast.
Like uncontrollably fast.
Yeah.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
We see Goofy's outside, like doing some landscaping,
Mm-hmm.
and Pete's like, "Hey, neighbor,
Yeah.
take this chainsaw."
Though Goofy's on the top step of the ladder, you shouldn't do that. It's not safe.
It's safe. It's Goofy.
It's Goofy.
It's Goofy. And yeah, Goofy.
That's so huge.
It's comically big, yeah. And but we see that Goofy isn't able to get it started.
No, he doesn't have the.
He's yanking the little cord, but he's not yanking it strong enough.
So of course Pete has to be like, "This is how it's done."
Yeah, he's so fucking stupid.
He immediately forgot what the point of his plan was,
which is to kill Goofy. Because he's just too stupid and angry.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he yanks it. He goes flying all over the place with the chainsaw, splits his own boat in half.
So funny.
Which is a fun little delayed reaction.
Yeah. I love it. Like, okay, the neighbor, like, I'll use it after you.
Yeah, I'll use it after you're done. Yeah, so next plan failed.
Mm-hmm.
And now we see what Max and PJ are up to.
Yes.
And we see that Max has rigged up like a pulley thing to yank up this big boulder and drop it on just a box of cans.
Yeah.
But again, there were 15,000 cans.
I don't know if that's multiple boxes.
This is maximum 500.
Yeah.
But the plan is to use the boulder to crush them. I guess I guess like a box at a time.
Yeah.
It was fine. And Max shows PJ the drawing he made. I like his drawings of them.
Let me see. Oh, that's cute.
Because we see Max obviously dreams over with the long ears pointing down, and because Peter's a cat, he has the little ears pointed up.
Ears, yes. There's a bird on a tree.
Yes,
very cute.
Friendship's cute. It's like Max really wants a friend, and he finds PJ.
Yeah.
Who I don't think has ever had a friend.
No.
And obviously Max is a lot more outgoing than him, but not like in like an abrasive way.
No, yeah.
Like I think Max also wants a friend.
Yeah. They're both like sweet kids.
Yeah.
They just need friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they have this little plan.
And yeah, they start lifting up the boulder. And then as they're lifting it, Peter's like, "Wait, I want to spit in my hands." Like I guess like in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's doing it. He lets go while they're mid lifting the boulder, and Max is like, "No, PJ, no!" The boulder drops because there's only Max holding it, and the boulder crumbles to dust once it hits the cans. And the kids got yanked up to the branches. They fall off the branches and on top of the box of cans.
And they're at the edge of this cliff.
Okay, yeah. We didn't say they're on a cliff.
No,
we didn't say they're on a cartoonish Whoville-esque cliff.
Yes.
Like, they're at the top of Mount Crumpet.
Yeah.
Like,
they really are.
It's crazy.
The box is literally at the tippy end.
The tip top of Mount Crumpet. And, they fall. Yeah. And they bounce off another cliff, bounce off another cliff, and slide down this mountain.
And as they're doing so...
They land in a tar pit, and then out. They get tarred and feathered.
They do, straight up.
They go flying through like a flock of ducks. And they're feathered. And then their momentum just stops, like cartoon.
Yeah.
And they plummet straight down.
But luckily, the cans broke their fall.
Yes. The cans break their fall and they get thrown into like a little lake.
Yeah, and they emerge clean. But meanwhile, as this whole thing is happening, PJ is like confessing to he's done.
Right.
Nice is like, why are you telling me this? He's like, because if we die, I want to clear conscience.
Go to clear conscience.
Okay, I lied to my parents once. Oh yeah, I tore the head off my sister's doll.
PJ, why are you telling me all this?
In case you don't make it, I want to go with a clear conscience. Yeah,
it's fun. And then they land in the lake. And a really nice little animation thing. They resurface out of the lake.
Yes.
And PJ resurfaces he's kind of flailing when they coming out of the water. And so Max grabs him by the hand and yanks him out with him.
Yeah.
It's a nice little thing.
I like that. I love that PJ immediately starts laughing at like the ridiculousness of the situation.
Yeah.
And also because all the cans are flat.
Yes. Yeah, so they both start laughing. It is very sweet.
Mhm.
Like I think that all the scenes with them are I think are very well done.
Yeah.
They do feel very natural.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're immediately friends, pretty
Yeah.
much.
yeah,
It's just Pete.
and it's nice to see. Yeah, because PJ we see is so quiet and
Mhm.
small around Pete.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever he's around just Max, he really like comes into himself. Like we
Yeah.
actually see his personality,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird. He's able to like actually like
Be
laugh
himself. Yeah, and
and
like
smile and be
be a
happy.
kid,
Yeah,
mess around. Fortunately for him, we could go back to his house.
yeah. And we see that he and Max made a bit of a mess with all the mud because there was the tar and feathering, and then it landed in the lake. So
Yeah.
there was full of mud and like water,
Mm-hmm.
and they tracked it all through the house.
Yes. And P is like, I know those tracks anywhere.
Yeah.
Starts yelling for her.
Yeah, and storms up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the most ominous line I've heard in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
In a Disney anything, sorry.
I don't like this because we cut to the boys and PJ immediately goes, oh, I'd recognize those footsteps anywhere. It's my dad.
Yeah.
I recognize those tracks anywhere. PJ.
Oh man, I'd recognize those footsteps anywhere. Dad!
That has a lot of implications.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if they meant to make those implications. I mean, Pete is very clearly abusive.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we've talked about that last episode. Very
Mhm.
clearly abusive towards the kids, towards PJ specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And the implications of him recognizing the dad's footsteps aren't great.
No. It just, I'm like, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, that's a really sad little line to include.
Yeah. What's up with these people working on this show?
Know.
It's like, hey, let's have this fun show about Goofy and his son.
Yeah.
And their neighbor, Pete, is an abusive father.
Yeah. But isn't Goofy such a great dad?
Yeah. And so PJ is terrified because his dad can't catch Max in there with him.
Yeah.
Because like God knows, he's terrified of what his dad will do. And this is a funny guy. He's like, quick, out of my balcony. He like pushes him through a window, Max. And he's like, wait, I do a balcony, don't I? No.
No, he does not.
No, Max is outside screaming. And we see that he's like clinging to the window ledge, just out of sight.
And yeah, I mean, the boys did make a big mess. There's like mud everywhere.
Yeah.
But when Pete comes in, he's like, what were you doing? Because there's no way you got that dirty from crushing cans.
Yeah.
And PJ struggles to come up with an answer. Yeah, I think he's like, just, what was the question?
Yeah. He like stutters for a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Pete starts sniffing the air and is able to recognize that a goof was in the house.
Yeah. And there's like a smell. The paint stealing? I think it means paint peeling.
Ah, okay.
Like a paint peeling smell.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
And goof mud, which doesn't make sense.
No.
Oh.
Why does it feel like racism?
It does.
Right? It feels like he's being racist.
It really does.
Like Goof is a race. It's not.
No. But it feels weird like that.
Racist.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It does. It does. It just...
It feels like Pete's the racist, abusive dad. Who's like racist towards their next door neighbors who are like black or Mexican or something.
Just not white.
Just not white.
And it really feels that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially like Max like having to hang out the window.
Yeah.
Like the threat of what Pete will do to PJ if he finds Max is in there.
Yeah. These weird misconceptions about Goof that he has. It's
weird. And we see that so like I said, Max is hanging out the window and poor PJ kind of looks devastated as his dad is just screaming at him about how if he interacts with a goof, your brain will shrink, your vocabulary, like you'll get weird words in your vocabulary, like weird, strange words.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep seeing Max's reaction because Max is hearing Pete talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume he hasn't been seeing this directly. He just knows that Pete is afraid of his dad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he knew that Pete hated them.
Yeah, it's that. Also, I want to point out, he does have a balcony. It's just on the other window. It's right behind them as they're talking.
I saw that too. He was panicking.
He was trying to do him out the wrong window. But he's like saying these things, and we keep cutting back to Max, who's hanging there, like listening to these fucked up things.
Yeah, and he starts to cry.
Yeah,
Max, it's awful.
So I feel like Pete goes on a rant about how like Goofy specifically doesn't take accountability for things that he's done.
Yeah. That you forget about them.
Yeah,
because you're too dumb.
Okay, all right. The truth, Dad, was, what exactly was the question, sir?
What's that funk? I'd recognize that paint-stealing stench anywhere. I smell a goof. I knew it. Goof mud. And it's fresh. You've been hanging around that goof kid, haven't you? Well, don't you know what'll happen if you get the germs on you? Why, your brain will shrink to the size of a mustard seed. Strange words will start creeping into your vocabulary. Words like gorge and yuck. Ooh, and then you'll do dumb things. And then when you try to remember them, you can't. 'Cause you're too dumb.
But...
No buts, boy. You just steer clear of that kid. And get out of those goof-infested clothes. Now!
Sad little shot Max. I'm just like, holy shit.
It's awful.
It's horrible.
And again, Pete reiterates that PJ's meant is to stay away from Max.
Yeah.
The goof kid.
Mm-hmm. It feels like Peach is gonna die. I guess they somehow are able to escape.
Yeah, they sneak out again. We go back to that cliff.
Yeah.
The tree, which that's like their spot in this episode. It's a nice recurring place.
Yeah.
To. And Peach is just like, well, that's all the fun I'll ever have in my life.
Yeah, these are wonderful 24 hours I've lived.
24 wonderful happening hours. I love that happening. And he'll always have this can to remember it by.
Oh my god.
I really wanted Max to throw it, grab it, and be like, forget that can. We're gonna make a bunch more memories.
Like PJ is so resigned to like.
Yeah.
Now that my dad officially like banned me from seeing you, I guess this is goodbye.
It's done, yeah.
Oh.
But Max is like, no, I have a plan. Don't worry. And that his plan is to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And I love the subtle gag of PJ's like, awesome. He drops the can. Just drops it and it rolls away off screen. Which I thought was also pretty good.
Mm.
I would have liked more so Max grabs it and chucks it.
Sit up the
chuck it off the cliff.
Oh, sweet. I'm really impressed with Goofy's house. I really like the design.
Yeah.
But yeah, we cut to the plan.
Yes.
But
which is the plan is for PJ and Max to host a party.
Yeah.
For both the families to hang out and to hopefully get along.
Yeah.
So they can be friends. Which I think is a good plan.
Yeah. And it's a themed party.
Yes. Which is my favorite kind.
Yeah.
I didn't bring up my Planet of the Apes watch party.
Oh.
It's my iconic.
It was very good.
I planned and executed a Planet of the Apes watch party in preparation for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Or Kingdom. Or whatever the fuck. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The newest
one. The newest one, yes.
With the what a wonderful day monkey. So I planned a big party. I decorated everything monkey, ape themed.
Yes.
I made cakes, decorations.
Beautiful. I was here. We watched all 3 movies.
All 3 movies. We started way too late.
Yeah.
We were up until like 2 a.m. It was worth it. Those movies are awesome.
They're very good. The 3rd movie, I think, shocked us in how intense it got.
Oh my god.
Especially, I think...
monkeys get crucified.
Yeah!
It's a lot.
Yeah. And I think we were all really attached, and then a lot of people died.
A lot of people died. They don't hold back with that movie.
That
one specifically.
Yes. I think the second one was my favorite.
Yes.
Um,
Things got dire.
yes.
But
still,
it's a
like,
good arc.
yes.
Great
yes.
villain.
Mm-hmm. But the third one, I was like, oh my god, I feel like they're not gonna live.
Yeah. Genuinely afraid for everyone's safety. Oof.
But it's a good movie. This is a little,
It's a luau.
a luau, yes. And we obviously start the scene with Peg and Pete arguing.
Yes.
Because-
Because Pete is he doesn't want to go to the party,
Mhm.
and he doesn't want to go dressed as he is.
Yeah.
Which is very like middle-aged suburban white dad, like contributing to a party. And he's
Yeah.
wearing like almost like a
Like a regular, like, white shirt.
like white t-shirt,
Yeah,
like
with-
on like under like the like what do you call this? Well, it looks more like kind of like a caveman.
Yeah, that
kind
style.
of look
Mhm.
of like almost like a grass dress.
Yes.
Almost. But he's wearing like the white shirt underneath, like a very like self-conscious middle-aged dad who's self-conscious of his body.
Yes.
Uh
And then like a
and like
crown with the palm.
with the palm tree sticking out of it. I don't know.
Yeah. And Peg is just like a nice blue dress with a lei.
Yeah. I do like Goofy's grass skirt.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But also they keep calling each other weird shit. I think he calls her like toucan lips in this scene.
He does.
And then I think
he calls
earlier
her
with Muffin Tin. I don't
Yeah.
know. They don't love each other anymore.
No.
I love Goofy.
And Goofy's dressed down. He's with a grass skirt, a short sleeved yellow collared shirt, a coconut on his head, like half a coconut shell. And he's like, aloha. That's Hawaiian for aloha. And we see Pete complaining under his breath. And so Peg is like threateningly like, you better enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because the boys put a lot of work into this.
Mm-hmm.
But more angry than that.
Yes.
Forget it, Peg. I'm the man of this house, and I say I'm not going anywhere just like this.
Hurry it up, Pete.
Come in, toucan lips.
The boys went to a lot of trouble over this, so you be good and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, enjoy myself if you haven't root canal.
And yeah, you see like the decor. It's cute.
Yeah. No, it's cute. I mean, they have like lanterns and the tiki torches and leis everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they did all this.
Who knows?
Probably got Goofy's help.
Yeah. He was probably willing to spend
God.
like $1,000.
Yes. With his magical job that we don't know. We don't know what job it is.
Oh, they moved because he got his diploma?
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
We still don't understand what
We
that
don't
was.
know what happened there.
His widget waffler deluxe. That's stuck in my brain. It makes no sense.
No, who knows what
it
that
like
was?
breaks my brain if I think about it too much. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was in that envelope?
Who knows? It's like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. I don't. Goofy got a different job.
Sure.
Anyways, we start conga line.
Started by Goofy, obviously.
Yes. Peg is very excited. Then she grabs Pete to join.
And then Pistol joins behind Peg.
Yes.
And we see Waffles the cat, which is Goofy and Max's cat.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he showed up, I'm like, okay, let's see if they physically abuse this animal. And we see he joins the conga line too.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. He wants to contribute.
Yeah.
And we see he kind of taunts the dog, who is tied up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do anything, just kind of like taunts her because she's tied up and he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And she like snaps at him.
Yes.
And we see Pete starts to get into it. I think he kicks him by accident.
Yes.
Pete starts to get into it because they're playing music. He's dancing. I think, he accidentally seems to kick Goofy because we don't get like a shot of him like,
malicious.
I'm gonna be devious. And there's like a suckling pig, the pig at the luau, goes flying because Goofy crashes into the table.
Mm-hmm.
Pig goes flying, lands in front of the dog, and the cat's like, no, can't have that.
Yeah.
Because dogs and cats famously hate each other.
Yes.
In case you didn't know this, Faby.
Yeah, I never knew that before.
The cat snatches it, takes his whole pig up into a tree to eat it himself.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the dog is just fucking losing it.
Yeah.
And what kind of dog is this even? A Pomeranian, maybe?
Yeah, little Pomeranian.
It's very ugly
thing.
looking. And
Her teeth are so sharp.
so it's like it's crazy. I hate the teeth.
Yeah.
They're like needle teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Like what kind of fucking dog is this? And so I guess because the dog looks unpleasant, you meant to like enjoy it getting hurt. But I'm like, that's not nice.
No. And then
And
she gets hit with a coconut, right?
yes, because yeah, like fucking this could have killed her. Because she's like gapping and like because she's tied to the tree, she's like bouncing up and down, jumping and stuff, and that like shakes this real coconut tree apparently.
Yeah.
And it drops a coconut fully on her head and knocks her unconscious.
And the cat laughs at her.
Yeah.
And then we go to the party.
They're doing a limbo contest.
Yes.
And the cat's about to eat the pig, but it falls out of the tree and onto Goofy.
Yes. The cat who has a fork and some salt.
And a little napkin.
Yes.
Bib.
And yeah, I think falls on him. I think Pete at this point is having a great time.
He's having a good time. Like he he's like playing around with Goofy when the pig like falls on his head.
Yeah. They're playing catch.
Yeah. And we see that PJ and Max are like, all right, it's working.
Yeah.
See, they're playing like just like catch with a coconut. And it's Goofy, Pete, Peg, and Pistol.
Yes. It's going very well. And then Pistol is like, throw it at me. And then she throws it at Pete.
Yes.
Who has to go long for it.
Yes. And we get a callback?
A callback, yes.
A callback to how the reason why Pete lost the catch of their winning game. Lost the winning catch of their high school football team. Because Goofy, who was on the cheerleading team, jumped up and kicked him in the face and made him miss the catch.
That's why he never went pro.
Yes, he never went pro. That's why his life is shit now.
Yeah.
That's why he has a wife and kids. He lives in dumb suburbia.
That's why he doesn't have his own fishing hole.
Yes. What do we think Pete's job is in this?
Oh.
I say used car salesman.
I was gonna say that. He seems like the type of person that would sell cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the used tree lot was meant to be from Once Upon a Christmas. It's meant to be like the used car lot.
Yeah.
He gives used car salesman vibes, a la Donnie DeVito from Matilda.
Yes. He does, straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we see
it like Goofy's like teleported.
Yeah.
And he has pom-poms and he's doing the same thing. He's cheering for Pete. But he's also in Pete's way.
And so he immediately kicks him in the face.
And sends him flying into the table with all their food. So he's covered in food now.
And we get this like still shot of Pete just kind of reliving the exact moment from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And he snaps.
Exactly 25. Like, Pete, let it go, my man.
Get over it.
Get over it. You're a grown man with a mortgage.
It reminds me how in high school, I don't know how people found out, but there was a security guard and he was always kind of like an asshole. His name was Johnny. But people found out that when he was in high school, in the same high school,
winning catch.
He lost a important catch because he fumbled the ball. So people, I don't know who found out. It's possible that another teacher that worked there also said this story because a lot of teachers would come back to the school. So they would call him Johnny Fumble. And so sometimes you would hear people like yelling at him. He would get so mad. Sometimes, like, one time I got into it with him because he got, like, on my case about an ID. Because we had to wear, like, a lanyard with an ID. Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, I'll get it fixed because my friend snapped it in half. Whatever, point is. And then my urge to just Johnny Fumble to his face. Yeah, my brother was the one who told me. He's like, yeah, we would just yell Johnny Fumbles at him. And then he would, like, try to chase whoever said it to him. I'm like, that's so funny.
Bro, you're a security guard. Don't be chasing the kids.
Beef with these children. Why go back to the school that you did it at?
like, unless, like, it's like, oh, I was in high school,
Yeah.
dang. Like, if you're, like, a cool, chill person, you can,
Yeah.
like, let it go.
Yeah.
And, like, move on.
Everyone knew that you were still upset about it, and you were an asshole to us. He got called Johnny Bubbles. That's the vibe.
I wish that on Pete. I want his kids to call him Pete Bumble.
Pete Bubbles.
And so, whatever. Pete gets kicked into the table and all the food. But Goofy does apologize.
Yeah.
But again, Pete is
Reliving.
he's reliving. He can't let it go.
Right.
Like he is a full grown man.
Mm-hmm.
And he blows up in Goofy's face about the dumb game.
Yeah.
Like a child. Like a sad little man child who
Sad little
peaked in
man.
high school.
Yeah. And it's like, Pete, you have so much going for you, and yet you're kind of fumbling it. Kids interject.
Well, because he goes on this big rant about how if it weren't for Goofy, he would have won the game.
Mhm.
He'd have a fishing pond,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't have a bunch of goofs living next door.
Yeah.
Again, with the weird quasi-racist
I don't like the way he says that.
Did you see that? That's the same thing he did 25 years ago back in the big game.
Gosh, Pete, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
If it wasn't for you, I'd have won that game. And I'd have my own fish pond instead of a bunch of goofs living next door.
Hey, what do you say me and Max serve the main course now, huh?
Yeah, what do you say you get away from that dumb little goof and crud?
Little? Why, my son's twice as tall as I was when I was only half his size.
And we see, Max and PJ tried to, like, cool things down. Like, oh, let's move along. Hey, have a move on to the main course. Let's go eat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's calm things down.
Yeah, but the way he grabs PJ.
Oh my god, yeah. I didn't even notice. He like grabs him by the front of the shirt and yanks him.
And he's just like holding him up like a fish.
I didn't realize how he grabs him. I don't like that.
Wait, what does he say? What's the lead up to Goofy's line?
Stay away from that little goofing crud. What is it called? From the he does, yeah.
And then Goofy is like little.
My son's twice as tall as I was when I was
half his
size. But this is Goofy. This is the first time Goofy's gotten upset.
Yeah,
gotten upset about anything that Pete has said or done,
and
it's because he brought Max into it. And Goofy goes to storm off. He's like, "Come on, Max, we're leaving." Wait a minute, I forgot we live here.
Get out!
Yeah, he yells at him to get out.
This face that Max is doing.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh shit, the whole plan. What the hell?" Really fast.
He's like, "Oh wait, I live here." He does the yep. You get out. It's like I remember watching this for the first time and seeing like an angry Goofy.
Yeah,
was very different.
It's fun. I think it's fun because like he has a little silly moment of, "Oh no, I live here. Get out of my house."
Yeah. And it's never to the point of like I talked in the last episode about the George Keith shorts where they made Goofy a suburban dad, but the worst kind. They made him Pete.
Yeah.
Angry, mean, terrible, a bad person.
Yeah.
Bad father, all that fun stuff. So this isn't that, obviously. So this is a much more true to Goofy's character where he's mad, but he's only mad because Pete brought Max into it.
Yeah.
Nothing about him insulting Goofy ever like has impact. He's like Teflon. It just kind of slides off of him. But you bring Max into it, and no, it's over.
He's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. And we see fucking Pete hammering this wall of rules onto a door like he's fucking Martin Luther.
I was gonna say. Ever.
First law was with hammering like a
big notice. Yeah.
And it's his new house rules for PJ.
The first list is that he cannot associate. Can't say word. Associates with any goof living dead or otherwise. And then we're gonna cut back and forth to their house and then the goof house.
Yeah.
So Goofy's rule is that Max not step into the Pete house.
Yeah, no setting either one of your feet.
Yes.
And a little difference that Pete's sign is, I assume, on PJ's door.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the sign with Max is just taped onto a wall downstairs.
Mhm.
A little less intense.
Yes.
And he's using an umbrella to point with.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it kind of verges into like more of the weird racism.
Yeah.
Quasi allegory weirdness. Because now Pete's telling PJ that PJ can't walk on the same sidewalk,
Breathe
the same air as a goof.
Yeah. Weird as shit. Meanwhile, Goofy's just like, you can't bird watch the same birds.
Or wear any of their clothes. And no doing Pete impressions.
And that's like the most intense he gets.
Yeah.
He like points the umbrella to camera.
Yeah.
That made me.
Yeah.
Oh. This feels so bad for PJ.
Yeah.
Because they go back and Pete is still screaming about how they can't mention the G word.
That's the most important rule.
Yeah.
Is they can't no mention of the G word in the house. And PJ's like shaking with fear.
Yeah.
What is up with this?
Someone called child
Flinches
services.
away from him.
I'm distressed for this child.
Please. Adopt this kid.
Yes.
Please. He needs an actual parent who cares about him. It's distressing.
It really is.
And it doesn't get better for PJ until he goes to college.
Yeah.
Straight up, once he's free, his life gets so much better.
I love that for him. I hope he spends a lot of time at the Goof house after this.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh yeah, then Goofy's most important rule is for Max to never stick peas up his nose.
No.
Speaking as someone who once stuck Play-Doh up her nose, I feel that.
You second the rule?
It was maybe Play-Doh or a crayon.
Oh my god!
Like a broken piece of crayon. I don't remember which one. My mom had to like rush me into the bathroom to let this have the steam. I might have been Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Like push it out of my nose because it was like in there.
Yeah.
I was in my defense. I was like 3. My first memory.
What does that mean? That you gained like consciousness?
Mom, freak the fuck out. Because I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
Like me.
That was her first one.
Sticking Play-Doh. I'm like, I remember being like, I wonder.
Anyways.
Like she was too late to stop me.
Yeah, it was in there.
I think it was Play-Doh.
Oh, poor mother.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but
yeah, my bad.
Your first conscious moment. I'm gonna do this.
Play-Doh on my nose. Jesus. So it looks like I could shape it.
You're like, I know somewhere that can go. Let's go.
So Max and PJ are still talking over their shared telephone.
I love this gag. Because Max is trying to get him to like come over.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like my dad's watching the whole house. Max just yanks him into his room.
Just like Pete and Goofy were doing earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a good gag. And Max is like, okay, Peach. I like he calls him Peach.
Yeah.
That's his nickname. He's like, okay, smash this muffin into my face. And he's like, why?
He's like, it's the only way we can be friends.
Yeah.
And he like kind of starts like rambling on. And then
he's like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah. You have to.
You have to. It's our only hope. If you don't do this,
smash.
He does it, yeah.
His line delivery, like, I think you're getting the hang of it.
Yes. And so we see, so Pete and, they're both, Pete and PJ are on their yard, just like Max and Goofy. And Pete and Goofy are being kind of like, passive-aggressive towards each other. Or passive-aggressively, like, yelling insults.
I'm trying to figure out the perspective of this house. Feels weird.
It's because it's the weird little cliff thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't like that.
And we see that what Max and PJ start doing is copying their parents. They start copying their dads.
Yeah.
And start insulting each other.
Yes. So I think PJ starts like throwing a bunch of like the leaves, claiming that it's from their tree. So he like throws it over this fence that they have.
Yeah. And then Max comes back and throws it right back, and they're like yelling at each other's faces.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, again, acting like their dads.
Yeah. And yeah, like, each of the dads is kind of instigating more. You go, son. Like, tell him how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Goofy's like, "Oh, like don't forget to say please." And yeah, they just start like insulting
each other. And it just starts escalating like this to the point of like property damage.
Yes. So they're like, PJ hurts his dad, or
he drops the anchor through the boat.
No, yeah. So he like hurts his soul because he breaks the boat.
Yes. Yeah. And Max is like, oh no, like no neighbor's gonna have a mailbox taller than ours, and like a hammer like whacks their mailbox into the ground.
And then
again, then PJ does the same thing to Goofy's mailbox.
Oh wait, we skipped over my favorite joke.
Oh, which one?
Which is after
did you already grab Pat?
Yeah.
God, we missed it. That's right.
Lead up to it. Let me see.
It's like if you were over here, I would like do this.
Yeah, he grabs Goofy's hat.
Max does, yeah.
Max, yes. And he starts like stomping on it.
Yeah.
Goofy is like, careful, son. That hat saved my life once.
Oh, yeah? Well, if you were over here, I'd take you and...
Whoa! Careful, son. That hat saved my life once.
No further context.
Absolutely not.
What?
Don't know.
Oh, careful, son. That hat saved my life once. Huh?
Such a good bit.
Nonsense. It's so fucking funny.
He means it. That hat really did save his life.
No, it did. In some like weird, crazy, goofy adventure thing. Yeah. This hat somehow saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking funny. And Max is just like stomping on it. God. And yeah, so the escalation of property damage. And like Pete and Goofy make some weird bet that their kid's gonna be like
beat the other one by like supper before supper. Yeah.
Yeah. Be a better horrible neighbor or something.
At this point, the boys start tearing off planks from the fence.
Yeah, they're just tearing apart the fence. Like, I don't know what's keeping this fence up other than these planks.
Yeah.
But, like, they're tearing apart the fence. And then Peg just rocks up, not paying attention to anything.
Because she fully ignores things. She did it before, where she just, like, when I think the rocket, that the missile, the missile that they take.
She made pie then, too.
Yeah, she just kind of ignored it.
She just ignores it. She, like, I puts on noise canceling headphones just in the kitchen, like, not caring about what her husband is doing.
Yeah. Just fully doesn't give a shit.
Because she shows up with, like, a giant blueberry pie.
Yeah.
Max grabs it, throws it at PJ, who ducks.
Yeah.
And it hits Pete full in the face, like, the whole pie.
Yeah.
And we see to the point where now it escalates later to them just throwing food at each other.
Yeah. They just have, like, these piles of food.
Yeah.
That they keep throwing back and forth.
Yeah. And we see Goofy's now trying to discourage Max. Yes. Now it's going out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
The boys are going too crazy. And he's like hiding behind the single plank of the fence, like trying to tell Max, like, oh, PJ has a lot of good features too, you know? Like, you don't have to do this.
Even Pete is trying to be like, okay, like, you know, the goofs aren't that bad. Like, let's settle down. And he's also getting hit with, like, vegetables.
Produce. In a worse show, PJ and Max would become enemies.
Yeah, I think I was concerned that would happen, where they actually would get mad at each other.
Yeah.
At some point, but no.
It is entirely a bit.
Yes.
It is their plan to take the rivalry hatred thing to such an extreme that it becomes so ridiculous and destructive that the parents stop them.
Yes.
And that's what happens.
Because
then they're fully just destroying
both of their yards.
So they've torn down the fence, And now they're digging up the yard in between. So now both sides have like half their yard torn up. There's exposed pipes.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Shot of Pete and Goofy looking at each other in like horror at what's happening here.
And they're just standing like they've let these kids dig.
Yeah, it's like
this like 20-foot long pit.
Yeah.
Like this trench.
Yeah.
And Pete's going to Goofy like Goof, we gotta stop these kids before they like destroy like our entire yard.
They're gonna fight us out of house and home.
Yes, yeah.
And so they start telling them that they're acting like children and they should be more mature.
Yes. And as they start lecturing them, we see Max and Peter just looking up, smiling at them because their plan worked.
Yeah,
they can be friends now.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to compliment Goofy.
Yeah,
he's like, Goofy's not so bad. He's well, he's never overthrown a foreign government.
We keep quoting I've been to all the foreign lands,
Brooklyn included. God, so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
I love the end of their lecture. They're like, you understand? You see, you gotta follow our example. I think PJ and Max are just like, okay, yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
Super cash. It's very funny.
And then, like, as they're walking off now, like, P has his hand over Goofy's shoulder. Yeah. He's like, this is how we solved it. We have to think like a child.
Yes.
And it's like, you guys got played.
Yes, yeah. And we see sometime later, they filled this dangerous open trench with water to give Pete the illusion of having a fishing hole. Yeah. He's sitting in there with a fishing boat. There's no fish there, man.
No. He's just bobbing up and down.
Just like exposed pipes. Like that's
gonna get tetanus.
This is dangerous.
It is.
It is. And we see Pete, Goofy's over in Pete's yard, grilling up burgers.
Yes.
And this seems to be a callback to the beginning of the last episode. I think it's even some reused animation.
Yeah.
Of him serving up the meatballs. But it's burgers this time.
I wonder, I feel like I was having deja vu.
I think it's reused animation of him serving them.
Yeah.
And everyone, catches their patties.
Good old time. Even P got off the boat.
And it seemed to actually be good. He enjoys it.
Yeah. And Peg, speaking for the first time in forever.
Yes. About something that isn't food.
Yes.
Or yelling at someone. Pete.
Mostly Pete. Yeah. She's we're finally all here and happy.
And we see Goofy pulling out the old-fashioned camera with on the big tripod that we'll see him using a lot in a Goofy movie.
Yes.
Or the one time, whatever. Gets ready to take a big picture of everyone. But we see that the grill's in the way.
Yes.
And so he kicks the barbecue. And it lands on Pete's front porch.
Yes.
And Goofy runs in to get, he puts him a timer, I guess, on the camera. And jumps into Pete's lap for the photo. And I love they take the photo and no one's noticed the smoke yet.
Yeah.
Of the fire that is consuming Pete's home.
Because the photo is very sweet.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, even black and gray. But yeah, they haven't noticed the plume of smoke.
And we see the camera for the photos from color get set to black and white. Yeah. And we see it in the photo album with all the other photos with Max, Goofy, Pete, characters that I can't too tired to remember everyone's names. And the photo album closes, and so ends the episode.
Wow. So fun.
Wow. What did we think about that?
Like it.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it has some good moments. I think I just really also love the character, the voice acting for it.
Yes, I mean the voice acting I think is what saves this.
Yeah.
Because the story isn't crazy. It's not great. It's not groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But the voice acting is perfect. It's perfect voice acting.
Yeah. And I'm I think I would watch more of it. But the problem with these shows, as we've learned, is sometimes the pilot episodes, animation is really good, and then the rest of it is not.
Yeah. Have you looked ahead? Is the animation not as good?
I think there is a little bit of a drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like,
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either. But I'm like, okay.
There's just ups and downs.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's 2-3 different studios who are doing the animation. Yeah. So I'm like, I'd be down to watch it. Yeah. Unlike Rescue Rangers, where I said that and then I never watched it.
Ooh, no, God.
Yeah, yeah. A test of this is that when I was rewatching it, my brother was in the room and I just like, he was just staring at the TV too.
Intently. And then your brother, how old is your brother?
My brother is 25.
Yeah, so he's not like a little boy. No. Like, he's like a grown man.
It was, I think, specifically the part. Something Pete was doing something insane.
Yeah. I know.
And it was just like
any of Pete's scenes. Yeah. Any one of Pete's scenes.
And I was like, oh, this is like a fun little entertaining thing to put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not DuckTales 2017. It's expanded lore.
What is? So we're going from, this is like McDonald's level of like, you know, character and story.
Yes.
We're getting a 4-course meal next episode. We're getting it. We're going to be recapping a Goofy movie.
Yes.
So I'll be making a post asking for questions, thoughts, your memories of a Goofy movie.
Yeah.
So I'll make a post, share, send them to our Tumblr at Amores Patos Podcast. Send them to our email at amorespatospodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
We're on Twitter at Amores Patos.
Yes.
To follow us, send your thoughts and questions there. Like any questions you have for us about our thoughts on certain aspects of the movie, or your thoughts on aspects of the movie, thoughts and memories.
Share anything.
Yes.
Favorite part, I don't know.
Favorite part, whatever. Because Goofy movie, I think, is very much beloved. Yes. Thank God. It's great. So we're super psyched to talk about it. Not too much more to say about this episode.
No. I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll be heading out now. We talked a lot this episode, surprisingly. Well, very little about Goofy. It's like a third of this episode was Goofy. Yeah. The rest of it was
life updates,
ranting and ramblings. Yes. But stay tuned for next episode, like I said, for a Goofy movie.
Yes.
Which won't come out in 3 months. It'll be sooner than that, I promise.
Let's do it.
Yes. Please.
But yes. Yeah. We're ready. There's a call to action.
All right.
Yeah.
Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos.
Like father, like son, you're always number one. Yes. There's buddies, there's pals. Yeah. You always seem